Okay, so I'm just going to go over everything that I did last time with a little bit of changes here and there and a little bit more strategies that I go over and some terminology that I have to correct from what I did last time. And so I'm going to talk about his down 4, his forward 3, his back 3, and some options that you have off of his down 4. But his down 4 is a really great tool that Bartitsu has. First of all, it has ridiculous range. It reaches a great length of the screen, and on top of that, it has 23 frames of hit advantage. So you get a forward 3 or down 4, you have a lot of time to follow up before your opponent can do anything. His forward 3 is 26 frames, but it also has a good bit of application to it because you can do something like a forward 3-4 and then run cancel into a restand. You can do a forward 3 into a command grab, which does a lot of damage. You can do forward 3 into low cane for an overhead low mix-up. You can do a forward 3 into a cartwheel, but I don't really recommend the cartwheel because if you're it takes away the option of doing the double overhead pop-up combo into a restand. So the cartwheel, the option is there, but it's not really recommended. You could do a forward 3 into a fart cloud, which is +1 on block, and you can also cancel the forward 3. This is where some of his good applications come in from the forward 3s. You can cancel it, and the good thing is it costs no stamina, and this is really good for Bartitsu because Bartitsu's movement speed is not really that good. He's very slow. He takes a long time to get around, and getting up to and close to your opponent could be a bit troublesome. And so obviously his run is it's good. It's not as fast as some of the others in the cast, but with his forward 3 cancel, you can see he moves quite a bit faster with canceling that forward 3. And it's also a good way of pushing your opponent. As you can see, the forward walk, it doesn't push him very fast. The run and the forward 3 cancel push him very fast, though. Some applications of the forward 3 cancel is you can do something like push your opponent towards a corner if you combo them off of a fart cloud. So something like this clip right here. What I do is I hit them with an overhead low mix-up, and then I push them a little bit towards the corner with the forward 3 cancel, and I put them into a restand.
Any questions?
I'm going to show an example where I do a meterless fart cloud instead of a meter burn. The fart cloud and the EX fart cloud have roughly the same hit advantage, so roughly the same amount of time until you can hit your opponent. However, the regular one does have 6 more frames of hit advantage, so you have 6 more frames of time to get a hit on your opponent if you do regular. I'm also going to show an example that you could also run and then do a couple of forward 3 cancels and push your opponent even further towards the corner. And the reason I ended in low cane, I'm going to show it again. The reason I ended in low cane was because I was pretty much out of stamina, but because the low cane is such a long duration move, I get all my stamina back. Now, a few applications off of down 4 from close range. If you forward 3 after down 4, it's not a jail, it's a bit of an inescapable setup. However, your opponent does have a few options to get out of this. They could do it, they have 3 frames to armor, and they also have 3 frames to backdash. So if they have either of those options, they could get out of it if you do a forward 3. Now, but if you see that they don't have any meter to armor or break, and they also don't have any stamina, the forward 3 is a jail because they can't do anything to escape it. What you could also do off of a close down 4 is you can hit them with a back 3, which if you're frame perfect does jail, and the back 3 has its own set of mix-ups on its own, and you can also command throw off the back 3 and overhead low mix up with your special moves, things like that. You can also, after a close range down 4, you can forward 3 cancel and block, and you're completely safe against any sort of reversal attack that they try and do. And so this is good for baiting an opponent doing an armored reversal if you think that you're going to connect the forward 3 or back 3. But from down 4, it also jails into any of his other combos that, from what I've seen, because the frame data on all of his combos is mainly around like 16 to 15 frames. Some of them are 20 frames, but you do have 23 frames of hit advantage. But it's not going to be perfect because it's not like all of them will connect after you get after you're first able to move. So he does get a lot of his combos can jail, but not all of them. Now, if I take control of Sub-Zero for a second, and I record Bartitsu to do a down 4 into forward 3, and I try and do an armor reversal, specifically with Sub-Zero, it's a bit funky depending on when you activate it. It has the potential to whiff and miss completely. Just like that. So let me take control back of Bartitsu. Yeah, okay. So with Sub-Zero, for example, because the meter burn ice slide, can miss, I would recommend doing a meter burn frost bomb for reversal. So every time you close range down 4, your opponent has to guess all of the following, because you have 23 frames of hit advantage. They have to guess all of the following scenarios. If you're going to follow up with either a back 3 or forward 3 50-50, because they might anticipate you jailing with back 3, when really you go forward 3. But I think a lot of people will get used to that, and it could be reacted, and they will make the correct block. Because obviously the forward 3, you're moving towards him, and back 3, you're standing in place. So, and it's also like 23 to 26 frames of startup, so that's quite a bit of time to react and make the appropriate block. They also have to guess if you're going to follow up your forward 3 or back 3 with a command throw, or if you're going to follow any of those up with a low cane, or the pop-up combo into restand. They also have to guess if you're going to follow up with a regular throw after down 4, which they also have to check the direction. They have to also guess if you're going to follow up with an armor of your own. They have to also guess if you're going to follow up with a forward 3 cancel and then block and be completely safe and bait their armored attack. They also have to guess if you do let the forward 3 connect and then block, because it actually is neutral on block. So if your opponent does block the forward 3, you are set in a neutral situation. They also have to guess if you're going to catch their backdash, because if you down 4 and then forward 3 cancel and then forward 1-1, it can catch backdashes. So if they don't have any stamina, or if you read that they're going to do a backdash, you can catch them with forward 1-1 and then put them into the restand with the cane. What you can also do is, after down 4, is follow up with a spinning cane, which can break armor and also does a good amount of chip. It does 5.5% of chip. Just to show an example of it working on block, it's pretty significant. And if you do a meter burn, it goes up to almost 7.5%. It's technically 7.4, but it's very good for chipping your opponent. And also, the EX, like both versions are -8 on block, but the EX is a bit more safe because of the amount of pushback that you get. A few things to do with the max range down 4. If you hit them from max range with your down 4, like that's such ridiculous range. What you could do is when you hit them with the down 4, you can close the gap. If you can choose to run if you wish, but you could also do forward 3 cancels and move in on your opponent without costing you any stamina. You could also follow up a max down 4, or like max range down 4, with a down forward 2. If they block the down 4, you can follow it with a down forward 2, which does about 2% chip. So if I set him to block always and I put him in duck, the thing about that though is following up with a max down 4, if you follow up with a special move, there is a gap between the down 4 and the follow-up, so it can be armored and it is unsafe. However, if you do hit the down 4, then it's not going to reach because your opponent's going to be staggering backwards from the hit animation. What you can also do is in the corner, max range down 4. Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, reset to. Okay, if you do max range down 4 at max distance, this chip setup is really nice. What you can also do is down 4 into EX Fart Cloud and use that for setups. You can also do a forward 3 cancel after a max range down 4, anywhere mid-screen. Gotta take out his block, sorry. Sets you up in position for another max range down 4. I'm not sure if it's perfectly maximum in terms of its range, but it does set you up in a position where you can do a max range down 4. Sorry, I'm saying max too much. But so there's a lot of options. There's lots of things to go on, and that's about it. That's all I have. And thank you for watching.